We got Joseph Robinette on The View doing presidential shit. Let's watch.
How are you?
How are you doing? And what are you doing to get through your lockdown?
I have a full day I'm working on. For example, I start the morning off with an hour-and-a-half briefing with my medical experts and on the health circumstances. They send me all these graphs and lay out exactly what the status of things are.
And then I sit around and I forget all that information I just got because my brain is not that good lately. But hey, folks, listen, what do I do with that information? Absolutely nothing. But who cares? Doesn't matter. We won the primaries, folks. That's the entire purpose of the Democratic Party. That's what we're supposed to be doing as the establishment Democrats. We're supposed to win the primaries and then get owned in the general.
And then I'm doing a fair number of, there's no show like yours, but doing some shows.
No, he's not. My man has not been in front of a camera in a week, okay? Until the thing that he did yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't even know. Time is like changed now because I'm just streaming 24/7, like almost 20 hours a day. But he hasn't even been in front of a camera outside of that for a week. By the way, a consequence of that, thank you to Macias for the link. A consequence of that is literally this. Trump's approval is back up to 49%, up from 44 earlier this month, and matching the highest rating of his presidency. 60% approve of his handling of the coronavirus and 38% disapprove. Do you know why that this is the case? Yeah, I know. Liberals in their echo chambers are always so shocked to find this out. Okay? It's not shocking if he's the only person talking about this in a sane fashion, in a sane capacity. Joe Biden is absent. The media is desperate to talk to Joe Biden about this stuff so that they can show everyone what real leadership looks like. Well, in the absence of real leadership from the liberal side, Donald Trump is showing the rest of the world how it's done. He is taking up left-wing populist economic positions, just totally artificially, by the way, totally for the aesthetics of it. As the legislative branch of the Republicans still continue on with their regular agenda of tax cuts, deregulation. Let's use this pandemic as an opportunity to give a corporate relief package to the industries that we like. There is one leader in the Democratic Party that's doing the most, raised $2 million. Instead of raising $2 million for his own campaign, raised $2 million for the corona relief efforts. But that person is, again, being completely avoided, like he is the coronavirus himself. That person is someone that they've literally linked to the coronavirus. That they've said, can we stop this person or coronavirus? Are they both unstoppable? That man is Bernie Sanders. No press whatsoever on it. Disgusting shit. It sucks, but at this point, I'm totally black-pilled.
Vice President Biden, this is Sarah Haynes. In Hot Topics, we talked about Trump saying the government would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and people at home. Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what.
What? What the f is he saying, dude? What is he saying, dude? Oh, God. Oh, 4 more years, dude. Here we go.
You said that Trump has neglected, minimized, and lied about the virus. I completely agree with that. And now you are doing daily briefings on the virus from your home in Delaware. I thank you for that. Is this to counter the misinformation?
Wait, what do you mean he's doing daily briefings? He's going to start doing them, okay? He just did one yesterday. Let's see how this goes. What the f***, dude? What is this nonsense, dude? What the You're doing daily briefings every day. You've been doing them. Everyone's liking them. Everyone keeps saying, like, you know, your daily briefings are great. It's literally like, oh, sir, thank God you showed us that you are living and breathing. That's all we needed. Other the View has become the most important like political news for liberals in mainstream media. It's so irresponsible where we've gotten, like, in our country with our media consumption, where The View is think about it, dude. They are the only place that's secured a Biden interview. They have consistently secured Biden interviews when no one else has been able to. Just that's the truth. That's nuts. And they're also like, their entire goal here is to just give him softballs, you know, which is fine. And even then, he's not doing a good job. Okay, so the thing I have been mentioning for a while now is like how hard Joe Biden is going to lose to Donald Trump, right? I've talked about this a lot. But then the coronavirus thing happened, and then global market failure, global pandemic. Donald Trump is handling it pretty hard. Markets failing. And this was like a Hail Mary for Joe Biden, okay? This was going to be a Hail Mary opportunity for Joe Biden where he could show strong leadership. Like, he's been in a position of power before as the vice president, and like he can actually lead in a time of need, right? Like, show people what true leadership looks like. And instead, his team has consistently kept hiding him in this time, allowing Donald Trump to run around and say whatever the he wants. And Americans are looking desperately towards leadership. And the only thing that they're hearing is Donald Trump, especially because they're never going to, the media's never going to make the mistake of putting Bernie on camera. So the issue here is like, even now, even with all of the benefits that Joe Biden has, if we're looking at this totally from an amoral perspective, like, I'm not saying that this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just simply stating facts that Joe Biden does have an increased chance of defeating Donald Trump because of all the turmoil. Even with all of that, I think he still has the capacity to this up, because like, he just needs to not up to win at this stage. And I'm not confident that he won't up. I don't think he has the capacity.
For the most part, we have seen you under the radar since your huge wins in Florida, Illinois, and Arizona. But Saturday night, you logged into a social distancing party hosted by DJ D-Nice. Our own Sonny was there as well. Now, is this...
We're in hell world, ladies and gentlemen. We have been for a while, but we definitely are in hell world. I mean, pretty awful. The situation is dire. By the way, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders were also in attendance there. In attendance.
How worried are you about losing those personal connections in this new world? And what will virtual campaigning look like?
Bro, that is the real fucking Hail Mary, for the record. Like, the real Hail Mary for my man and his campaign is the fact that Donald Trump can't go out and do his rallies. And that's where Donald Trump thrives. But Donald Trump is doing something else outside of his rallies now. He's conducting his rallies every day with these consistent press briefings that get featured in every outlet, including mine, where we talk about it all the time over and over again. He's reaching out to every American. Biden should be doing the exact same thing, utilizing the media, if he wants to win, that is.
But participation was way up. It increased by almost 70% in Virginia. It increased by, 30, 40% in Missouri. It increased in North Carolina. And most of those people were people who came out and, fortunately for me, voted for me, even though I didn't have much money to spend in any of those places. Because,
bro, turnout is up in demographics that Republicans beat the Democratic Party on. Okay? And what most people forget is the primaries are just a fraction of the overall electorate. Only a fraction of the overall electorate participates in the primaries. So increased voter turnout in areas where Republicans do well is like Republicans saying we got a lot of black support as opposed to the amount of African-American support we had in previous races. In this primary, Joe Biden is not reaching out to younger folks, and he needs to. And unfortunately, I think Bernie has the same amount of chances of reaching out to Wall Street bankers as Joe Biden does to younger demographics. And for those of you who are saying younger folks don't vote, I'm talking under 45. Okay? They still do vote. Barack Obama won because he won 60% of the youth vote. Okay? I'm saying that Joe Biden's chances of increasing turnout in the youth vote is like Bernie's chances of increasing turnout in the Wall Street vote for him. Young Bernie supporters will have to vote for Biden in the generals. Man, young Bernie supporters apparently haven't even supported Bernie hard enough. How the are you going to get people to go out and vote for Biden then? I know that this is a really comfortable narrative to immediately be like, oh yeah, it's the young people's fault because they're not voting for Bernie. Okay, well, you did this. Not you specifically, but the media has been the media has like ruined the electoral process in this country. It's like one of the most viable ways of electioneering, or one of the most viable ways of suppressing the vote, is to just consistently tell them like, you suck, you suck. And also, young people did vote. Young people's turnout did increase. It's just that older people's turnout increased by such a margin that it made it seem like young people and their turnout did not increase at all. So it's incorrect to say that young people did not vote. They did. And that's on top of the voter suppression that already existed in places like New Hampshire, where college students needed a license and a registered vehicle to be able to vote. That's voter suppression. In college campuses, where voting was made as hard as possible, they had to wait in like 3-hour, 4-hour long lines.
The good news, the bad news is people know me. The good news is they know me. So it's hard to pin something on me that's not accurate. It's easier to pin.
It's hard to pin something on him that's accurate too in the primaries, as we came to find out. But that's not going to be the same race in the general. Joe Biden did not have to answer for any of his past positions, with the exception of the Iraq vote, where he like lied and minimized the impact of it. Okay? That's not going to happen in the general. He didn't have to talk about his crime control bill. Okay? That's not going to happen in the general. He got away with lying about participating in civil rights protests. That was insane. No one questioned him on that. He got away with lying about Social Security. And not only did the media not question him on that, but literally backed him and attacked Bernie. He got away with lying about getting arrested while he was meeting Nelson Mandela in apartheid South Africa. That was a lie. Never, not a single person asked about that in the media.
Bernie and I have always gotten along well. I have nothing but respect for him. I also hear his supporters. You know, there's a lot of folks, some didn't show up and some have to show up. He's had very strong support from young people, and I hear them. I've been talking with Elizabeth Warren, who is, as you know, bright as could be and committed. You know, I've adopted a couple of the things that she suggested, the new bankruptcy bill she has, which is the way to fix the problems that were broken.
Come on, Jack, I threw some bones at the rest of the progressives. Come on, vote for me. That's why I'm on The View. Come on, Jack. Will I ever actually push for any of these things? No. Did I even try to instill confidence in you that I would push for progressive values? Of course not, Jack. Did I start the problems myself? In large part, absolutely, Jack, but that's how politics is done. You things up so you can fix them again. That's the malarkey, Jack, and we got to cut it. So, I like that he keeps saying like, oh, I adopted Bernie's policies. First of all, you adopted a part of Bernie's plan from 4 years ago. You're not adopting universal free college. You're not adopting that policy at all. It's like for under $150,000 in annual household income, you get maybe free college. That's not Bernie's policy at all. He adopted the Bernie Clinton compromise plan.
How are you able to do that? How are you able to stay connected to people during this period of mandated social distancing?
This is so bad.
Well, what I'm trying to do
these questions are so dumb,
much more
dude.
facile and being able to use
God, our media
social
is so
networking here.
toothless.
The fact we had to restore the soul of this country, stop appealing to prejudice and the like. Well, you know, none of these folks, none of these docs are out there saying, by the way, you're black, you're white, you're Chinese, you're this, you're that. They're just doing it. They're on the phone. My wife today was on the phone talking. We did the Biden Cancer Initiative after the...
What the f***?
And we put
What was
together
that?
a board of really
What is that even-
significant
what is going
people,
on?
including some Nobel laureates, but also, and they got a call from their kindergarten teacher, one of them, saying, I'm going to be driving through the neighborhood, be in your driveway so I can wave and say hi to you and tell you how much I miss you. This woman's spending 3 hours riding through the neighborhoods to make sure to touch all the kids that she taught. These are things that are, I mean, incredible. We have never, never, never failed to respond to a crisis as a people. And
This
I
is
tell
not
you
for
what, I'm
you.
so
This is
darn
not for
proud.
me.
And those poor
This is
people
for
who
people who watch MSNBC, who love Joe Biden,
lost,
who
you know,
love these sorts of
anyway.
anecdotes.
We should be making those masks. We should be moving on those ventilators. We can do that. Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know,
I guess,
Donald
but I
Trump was
really wish
asked on.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I probably best I don't.
All right, let me ask you this. Donald Trump was asked at the coronavirus task force briefing Sunday night if he had
Joe,
and
you
former
were
President
so
Clinton after
close.
the tragic.
Come on, Joe. Literally, all you need to do is not.
He said no. I didn't reach
Joe.
out to President Obama or President Bush or any of the
It's the same
formers because
media
there's nothing
piece.
they can teach
It's
me.
the same
if he
questions.
called you, what would you
It's the
advise
same
him to do?
answers, Joe. It's literally
I
that
laid
easy.
out
Just
a
memorize. You have
14-point plan.
weeks
And I said,
and
I meant
weeks
when I said
of being
it,
able to
Mr.
just like
President, it's not your
memorize just
fault,
the
but
fucking same questions,
these
the
are
same
my
answers, the same
recommendations.
script.
And now all of a sudden he is being tough on China. He's making sure, and now he's being soft on his xenophobia in the past. So I just can't figure the guy. It's like, I don't know, it's like watching a yo-yo. I shouldn't have said it that way. It's like watching.
It feels that way. I want to ask you. It's okay. I want to ask you what happens to the Democratic primary. Bernie Sanders is still in the race. You're ahead in the delegate
why Joe
count.
Biden wins.
What happens to the Democratic nominating
primary
contest?
voters like this lady
Well, we'll
who
see.
used to work for George
I
W.
think,
Bush.
Looks like
Never
we'll
Trump
still have a
Republicans.
contest in Wisconsin.
They want Joe to clap their
We
cheeks.
are
All the
still able
moms
to
and all the
run
dads.
These contests
Okay,
by keeping the
they
social
are
distance
so
and
horny for Joe
washing
Biden.
down,
She's a
voting
Republican, by the way. Like, she's literally a Republican. Now, I just want to point out something here, folks. This is identical to how Fox News treats Donald Trump, with the exception of like maybe Shepard Smith and the other dude that Joe Biden called Chuck one time on accident. I forget what his name is. But yeah, I like that American media and the American political arena has now become corporations that have bought out both propaganda, like both sides of the propaganda mouthpieces. And it's like a NASCAR race. And Joe Biden is the liberal side of the corporate dog and pony show, corporate media dog and pony show. It's great. It's like we're watching these endless cycles of both sides propping up their own candidates. And it's now a game of margins, pretty much. One party America, baby. One nation, one party. Under God. United.